Hey everyone, GameHounds podcast. It is Edie and Nick. How are you?
Hello.
We are actually earlier than we normally are. And on top of that, you might notice that my voice is a little softer than it normally is. I should probably move my mic a little closer because we have a strict rule at our office. If you're sick, don't come in. But unfortunately, our finance director, who works there Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, didn't really get the memo. So she dragged herself in and she was like sick. And she's like, well, don't worry, it's not COVID. And I'm looking at her like, I don't fucking care if it's COVID or if it's the bubonic plague. Do not bring it to me.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
she came in all 3 days and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And on Thursday, I woke up with a little bit of a tickle. On Friday, a little more of a tickle. And sorry, yeah, and Friday night, I was sick. Saturday, I've literally spent the entire day at at Chris's house 'cause I came over here on Friday, and Friday, I woke up and I'm like, "I'm not moving. I'm not moving." He's like, "Well, don't you wanna get up? We could go see a movie." "Nope. Mm-mm. I am lying in bed. You guys take care of your own food. I have ordered out wonton soup,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
because
it. That's all I'm doing."
because when I'm sick, I love spending time in a crowded theater.
Mhm. He's like, "You'll get over it. You'll get over it." I'm like, "No, you don't understand. I'm leaving for the most germ-infested place I could possibly think of, even more than Burning Man, and that's PAX. That is a petri dish of just awful. It is
Yeah.
it's literally known as the PAX plague for a
hmm
reason. Nick came down with the PAX plague. I
Oh,
gave I gave Nick the PAX plague once.
I got the PAX plague. Like the past 3 times we've gone to PAX, I've come back with the plague.
Yeah.
So I have.
And the worst one was the one that I gave you because you were complaining about your room and I switched beds with you and I wasn't
Yes.
feeling great.
No,
And then you
no.
slept in my old bed and got
I
so sick.
I was not complaining. You were complaining.
Oh, that's right.
And
I
I
was complaining.
switched as a favor to you,
Oh, that's right.
and you paid me back by getting me sick.
Oh, and I got you not a little sick. I got you a lot sick.
Yeah.
You were really sick from that one.
So just know I'm gonna cough in your bed.
You can go ahead and cough in my bed.
I'm gonna sneeze all over it.
Yeah. So I slept probably 15. I think I looked at my Aura ring. It said I slept 17 hours yesterday, off and on.
Jesus. Okay, well, yeah, you gotta rest. You have to rest up for PAX next week. So we're
Yeah,
gonna do a
I'm
short show today.
exactly. In fact, I'm making arrangements of not going into work on Monday, even though Monday is our really, really, really big Monday. Like it's
Mm.
our full staff meeting that I officially run this very formal, agendized staff meeting where everything has to be perfect. And I'm like, I could do that and give it to everybody in the office and then peace out for PAX, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm trying to make arrangements that I'm just going to be working from home on Monday and just
That's good.
not going to be part of this. So, I am better than I was yesterday. So I think I might,
Progress.
I think I might beat it. So we're not going to talk about games that we played, mostly because we want to keep this short and because I don't want to be, out talking any longer than I have to.
I
Thank
haven't played
you,
much
AC
new
Ray.
stuff, anyways.
He says, on the bright side,
Uh,
you'll be too drunk to make healthy decisions for a portion of PAX anyway. True. But that's another reason why I have to make sure that I go up there with like my immune system ready because I am going to brutalize it for 4 days.
Alcohol kills germs.
Yeah, it does. Alcohol does kill germs.
Yeah.
Tequila is actually a very, very good thing for a sore throat.
When you drink, you don't get sick.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
how it
notice
works.
you never see alcoholics complaining about the flu.
No, no.
Mm-mm. Anyway, we're just going to not, well, first off, let's start the show. All right. And then we'll
Okay.
jump right into news. Does that
Just
sound like a
do
plan?
just do them one after the other.
Absolutely. All right, let's do that.
This podcast discusses video games, pop culture, and technology, and these podcasters have big, fat potty mouths. If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please stop this podcast now. Oh, and your mom said to take out the trash and do your homework.
Hello and welcome to GameHounds. GameHounds episode, what episode is it? 300, no, 791.
91.
We are recording this on Sunday, August 24th, 2025. I'm Edie Sellers. With me is Nick DiNicola. And yeah, so.
And roll the
yeah.
news.
And roll the news. Hold on a second. Hold on. And this is the GameHounds News, the news, commentary of the weekend gaming with Gamer Edie and Nick DiNicola. And our first item is, this is so weird. We've never done that before.
I know. Gamescom happened, but honestly, I don't know about a whole lot of stuff that I watched opening night.
There was a lot.
I watched the opening night and it was entertaining, but like nothing really jumped out at me. And I don't know, at a certain point, I enjoy those shows that Keeley always puts on, but they're also all kind of the same. And I feel like you come away from them going, oh yeah, I saw some cool stuff. There's some things to look forward to, but that's it. Like there's no big things.
Yeah. I mean, they did have the reveal for Call of Duty, but I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that
But, like that's
anything
expected.
was right. It was, I mean, I don't want to say more of the same, but it's Call of Duty. They have the zombies mode, but Call of Duties had zombies mode too, right?
No, well, Call of Duty I thought looked kind of interesting, if only because they're going full fantasy, sci-fi, mind-bending, like the pretensions of staying a grounded, realistic shooter are out the window, which I'm actually a bit more interested in.
Yeah, because it actually is a departure from Battlefield. It's like it definitely makes it a different experience than Battlefield, which is something that has always been kind of like made them sort of competitors in that marketplace. Whereas this actually removes them almost entirely from competition with each other, because even though they're both first-person shooters, they're really, really not the same now.
We'll see how far they go. But AC Wraith also says I have 2 full articles of all the games listed in Discord. So, okay,
good.
We can go through that in a bit. But before then, I had a bunch of other news stuff that happened.
Yeah.
One that I think has been kind of underreported because it happened on Friday before the weekend let out, which is always when the juiciest news is released.
Yeah.
Bungie's CEO is retiring.
Really?
So Pete Parsons is retiring from Bungie. And he left with a typical I built this studio. This has been an amazing journey. I'm privileged for being able to work with
it's like CEO goodbye bingo. Amazing journey. Rewarding. Let's see, proud of what we've done.
Yeah,
right?
all that good stuff.
Okay.
Yes, proud. But okay, for some history, Pete Parsons has been on the community shit list because he's presided over Bungie's kind of slow decaying, like their inability to keep up with the live service grind of Destiny. He was the one who spent $2.5 million collecting cars while at the same time firing a bunch of people at Bungie because, the money's just not there. And almost every story that came out, after Sony bought Bungie, there's all these stories coming out about Bungie's mismanagement, their whole debacle with the art theft and
yeah, that's right. I forgot about the
Marathon
art theft thing. Yeah.
Everyone's like, this is Pete Parson. He just is a terrible manager. He doesn't know how to control the people under him. And this comes on the heels earlier in August, Sony has says that the days of Bungie's independence are, quote, getting lighter, and it's about to become part of PlayStation Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a sense that when they bought Bungie, the intention was to let Bungie remain pretty independent. But after seeing kind of how the internal system works, they're like, no, we need to take control of you.
Yeah, this is off the rails.
And so having the CEO retire just under a month after Sony starts saying, hey, we need to take control.
Yeah,
Timing
convenient.
lets you read between the lines, and the player base is generally pretty happy with this.
Yeah.
One of the best responses I've seen was someone on Reddit saying, I hope all of your cars break down.
That's a good one. So, have they announced who's going to replace him?
Yes, it is a oh, someone Truman.
Bring in the facts, Nick. Well done. Bring in the facts. How are you
I
doing?
mean, I don't know the guy. I don't know all the people that work at Bungie. Well, I see the name Truman, but I'm trying to find where that looming integration into the Sony machine may also be reflected in Truman's new position, which is studio head rather than
Justin
Parsons.
Truman. He's stepping
Oh,
up as the new studio head.
okay, and that's Justin Truman is
Yeah.
stepping up as the new studio head,
Yeah.
not CEO.
Oh,
There is no new CEO. He's the new studio head, which suggests a change in restructuring
it's restructuring the way that everything's
under
managed. Got it.
under Sony now instead of
Yeah.
the traditional Truman.
Corey Wallace says it's Truman Capote. I can guarantee you it's not Truman Capote, beyond the fact that Truman Capote is dead. But
I don't know. I think Truman Capote could write some good Destiny missions.
Truman Capote could write the hell out of an RPG.
Yeah. Do you think Truman Capote would be interested in Destiny?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Hey, has anybody ever thought of making RPGs based on like classic high school mandatory reading, like To Kill a Mockingbird and
There was a video game.
1984, but like do a whole line of video games. So essentially it becomes like Cliff's Notes, but you get to play them instead of read them.
There was a video game that someone made of Hamlet that was an isometric RPG where the story unfolded in real time as you played. So the story is unfolding around you. The characters are moving about the map as they do in the play. And you play as, I think, Ophelia, and you can walk around and insert yourself into the story at various points depending on where you know what's going to happen.
Oh wow.
So I forget what it was called, but I saw it at PAX one year, a long time ago.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you could do that for like, My Antonia and 1984 and Homer's Odyssey, Animal Farm, Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. What are some of the other songs?
I've never heard that one.
N-
Oh, Elsinore, 2019 point-and-click adventure game.
Huh. Will Destiny be the Truman Show? Oh, now that's hilarious.
Okay. So yes, Bungie is going through some management changes, which seems like it's pretty overdue, on all honesty. So I think this is good news all around, but it is kind of a black look on Bungie that's gone on for this long, and I think that's why either Bungie or Sony or Pete or someone wanted to try to bury the news by releasing it on a Friday afternoon. But that was the last thing I saw before I was done with work. It's like, oh shit! I'm sure people that play Bungie are happy.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know that it's necessarily going to make Destiny any better. I mean, do you think that this will actually change the way that Destiny is made or Destiny is being managed right now?
No, because I think Destiny's done. I think
Yeah.
Bungie wants to move on from Destiny. I think Sony wants to move on from Destiny. I think this might change how Marathon is handled.
True, because Marathon is not looking hopeful.
Marathon needs some help.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, hey, we got somebody, some returning. Andy Danielson, listened for a long time on
Oh,
iHeart. First time
hi.
seeing you live. Hey, Andy, welcome. Yeah, this is. Thank you for listening to us on iHeart. I didn't even know we're still on there, but good. um. Yeah, of course you're picking the great day when I'm actually sick, and we're gonna have a
Yeah.
short show because I'm sick and I'm trying to get healthy before PAX. All right. Well, I mean, if as long as I don't know that anyone can do worse than what's already happening with the way Marathon is coming out, if that makes any sense.
It's had some stumbling blocks for sure. It's
Yeah,
had some misses.
some misses, you know. Yeah, definitely. But man, if they I just hate the fact that failed CEOs that fuck up that badly, they get to leave and have their, golden parachutes.
Oh yeah,
And,
he got like a couple $1,000,000 for
sure.
leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's probably got his,
Yep.
his Sony stock and he's gonna,
His call collection. He's still got all
yes,
that stuff.
I hope it breaks downtown too.
Yep.
Carrie Wealth says get healthy before getting nerd flu from PAX. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the patient zero of PAX plague. And I'm also there's no way I could keep up with PAX. But it's pretty exhausting. It's a grueling slog. I mean, yeah, it's fun. But Nick can attest that it is
I mean, your feet are tired by the end of the day for
your
sure.
feet are tired. You're sleeping away from home, so you're usually not sleeping like normal. You're usually
Wear
waking up
masks.
hangover in the morning trying to
Absolutely
get
on
going.
iHeart.
Oh, good. Thank you, Andy.
I don't know. I've never been hungover at a PAX.
Oh, I have some. You've seen me hungover at PAX, right? There's been
Probably.
some mornings. Oh, yeah. Do you remember the morning that it was you and me and Steve Ortegon? We were up there together and we
Yes.
took that photo of essentially the Last Supper, but it was at the Sims booth where he was,
Yes.
right? I was so hungover. Oh my God, I was hungover that morning. There was a reason why I was in such a piss poor mood. I was so not into that because I was so hungover. Oh
It
yeah,
was a good picture though.
yeah, it's a great picture. There's been days when it's like I'm like doing interviews and my hands are shaking like this because I'm hungover. Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off
why?
during the drunk cast.
No, I'm not. I can't drink like that anymore. Also, I haven't pre-gamed my PAX experience. Normally at this point, I've been like, titrating alcohol, so I'm
Oh,
kind of used to it.
jeez.
But not this time. You betcha. Oh, let me guess where you're from. So, what's your next item? I
Okay.
mean, I guess that's all that needs to be said about Pete Parsons.
Yes. Yeah. He's leaving. So okay, the other week we were talking about banners, shit show banners, and we were
Oh, yeah.
like, yo, you know what? That the
We got the
Unknown
Ubisoft shit
Worlds.
show and we got the Xbox shit show.
We were talking about adding a Subnautica 2 shit show. But we're like,
And
oh, that's in the lawsuit now. We probably won't get an update for a long time. We don't need a new banner yet.
I'm
We need a banner.
weak in the Subnautica
Okay, before you put that up.
2 shit
So,
show. Okay.
what happened is to recap, Unknown Worlds, the developer of Subnautica, got sold to Krafton, or rather got bought by Krafton. So
Right.
Krafton is the publisher who bought Unknown Worlds, who made Subnautica. The 3 leads of that studio, a couple months ago, were fired. And the claim from Krafton was that they are not doing their duty developing Subnautica 2. The three heads said that no, when you bought Unknown Worlds, there was a monetary bonus associated with it. That if we met a certain financial goal by the end of 2025, Krafton would owe Unknown Worlds an additional $250 million. To meet that financial goal kind of required that Subnautica 2 be released. And so Unknown Worlds was planning to put it out into early access in this latter half of the year. Krafton then steps in and says, no, it doesn't have the right content for early access. It
Sorry,
will not
I need to
work.
step away really fast right now.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
I'll keep going. So yeah, they said there's not enough content for early access. This will not meet players' expectations, and they fired the three leads of Unknown Worlds, basically saying, "Hey, you failed in your duty to make the game, and now we're going to delay the game." But by delaying the game, that ensures Unknown Worlds does not meet the financial goal for 2025, which means they don't get the $250 million bonus. So, like looking through all of there's a lawsuit. The three ex heads of Unknown Worlds have sued Krafton over the unpaid money. Other things have come out over times. A lot of Krafton's, the way that they kind of impeded the development of Subnautica 2. The fact that their CEO basically told the head of Unknown Worlds, we cannot pay you this money. This will be an embarrassment. Now, what has happened is Unknown Worlds, not Krafton, the developer, have sued their former bosses for stealing confidential material on the way out. They claim, and I think it's accurately, like rightly, that all three of the bosses basically downloaded all of their email correspondence and all of their work before they were fired. That they had got a sense that they were getting fired before it happened. And so they basically made a backup of everything they're working on and took that with them. I assume that's probably so that they can, look through email records and all that stuff. But Unknown Worlds is saying that they stole confidential material on the way out. Where it gets a little icky is that, this is coming from Unknown Worlds, not Krafton. Even though the lawyer representing Unknown Worlds is the law firm that represents Krafton. So it's the same lawyer for the publisher representing the developer. And a lot of this, when you kind of look at the details, seems like Krafton pressuring Unknown Worlds to open this lawsuit themselves has a way to try to manipulate public sentiment. That, oh, look, the developer is suing their former bosses. That looks better than having us sue the former bosses. And just kind of continues to highlight some of the real underhanded shit that it seems Krafton is getting into in this whole debacle. So, yeah, we didn't need a shit show tag last week, but now seeing how Krafton is like really pulling out all the stops, it seems to not just like manipulate things behind the scenes, but also public sentiment. I think we might be using that banner way more often. And it does also kind of help that Krafton, it feels like they're doing a lot of underhanded stuff, but they're also kind of bad at it, and they're bad at like covering up their tracks. So it's nice to be able to quite easily follow that money trail, follow those links back to see that no, there is some really suspicious stuff going on. So that is something we have to keep an eye on. Next, let's see. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, we had another news story about BioShock 4 and how it failed a recent internal review at Take-Two. that they were putting together some of the game and they liked how it was coming along, but they didn't like the story. And as a result, I think the CEO of that studio left, and one of the head developers also left. Like the people in charge left after failing this internal review. Well, Take-Two has now hired Rod Ferguson to oversee the development of BioShock 4 after also laying off a bunch of staff at the developer. The layoffs were expected after they failed the internal review. There was talk of, oh, we need to change up the development team, make it more agile, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. The kind of language that always precedes a layoff. So those were definitely expected. But what's interesting about hiring Rod Ferguson is that he's known as a closer of video games. He's the fixer. Whenever there's a troubled game in development, you bring in Rod Ferguson to help ship that game, to help get it back on track. He did that for BioShock Infinite back in the day, and recently he did that for Diablo 4. And so now, after overseeing Diablo 4 and a lot of the post-release content that has come out for that game, he is now left Blizzard. He's back at Take-Two. He's back to BioShock. So with him at the helm, I foresee that we will probably see this game sooner rather than later. Whether or not it's good is a different question, but Rod Ferguson could at least get the game out the door.
Yeah, the fact that they laid off, what, a third of their staff?
I don't know the number.
Yeah,
I just know
think
that it was
something like, I had it, I read it, and then I didn't save it. It was something like, it wasn't that many because it's not a huge studio, but they were
Yes.
fired out of Novato in Marin and up in Canada, and it was like a third of their staff.
okay.
And I want to say something that was like 90 or 100 people. So it's not that many humans, but it's a significant amount of
Well, it's interesting that it
staff.
would be that many because, like, the game is still in development. The game still needs
Right.
people to work on it. So I wonder if this is like some sort of bloodletting until they figure out the direction they want to go, and then they're going to start
That's
hiring people back again
yeah.
because they need to hire people back to make a game of
Yeah, there we go.
BioShock size in today's
Yeah, it was a
AAA
Jason
space.
Schreier, and I actually read it in sure, fine, whatever. I read it in let me sign in first. I have to sign in Bloomberg.
Yeah, what
I
happened with Bloomberg?
read it in the LA Times. Actually, let's just pull up the LA Times because that's where I read it. Which I thought it was weird that it was Jason Schreier, but they didn't attribute it to Bloomberg. So I guess I'm not quite sure how or why that happened. Let me see. BioShock. Come on. Fingers. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't even say it's from anywhere. It's just from Jason Schreier. It was
Yeah, AC Wraith has a link to
250
GameDeveloper.com.
employees before the cuts. So it's about 80 jobs, more than 80 jobs as part of the reorganization. This was according to people who asked not to be identified. So, I mean, it did seem weird that there would be this, hey, we're afraid of BioShock 4 being stalled. We are reviewing it internally, see that there is a problem, and we're going to hire Rod Ferguson to fix it. And we're also cutting a third of his staff. Now, I don't know if that's because he said we need a third of these people gone because they're incompetent and we need my people in there, which is entirely possible. You know, a lot of these studio heads, a lot of these, especially the ones that have like done stuff in the past, they kind of have their core team of people they work with because they know that they can work with them easily, that they have this unspoken, you know, they got the whole everything down.
They got the rapport.
They got the rapport and they understand each other, and it makes everything much more efficient when nobody has to learn a new way of doing things. That being said, a third of the staff is a lot of staff for a reorganizational shakeup based
Then-
on somebody bringing in his own core team.
then
Like
to-
10
that's-
staff,
that's-
maybe 15.
That's why, to me, it would suggest that this game is probably going back farther
one.
into development. Maybe not square one, because look, they've done a lot of work on it.
Yeah.
That means there's a lot of stuff you can use, but how you use it is a different
Mhm.
question.
Well, they're tearing it down to its studs, let's just say. Maybe not square one, but they're definitely doing some major overhaul. It's not
but
just
Well, they're turning it.
it's
they're
not
turning
just
it-
righting the ship. It's
they're
kind of
tearing it
like
down to the
rebuilding the
studs.
ship.
But they've got all the tiles ready, right? They've got all the tiles in place. They've got all the furniture ready to furnish the house. They've got
Yeah,
all that stuff
It's all
ready.
sitting in the front yard. They just
Yeah.
need to tear the house back down because whoever was building the house wasn't building it right. It was going to make a shitty house.
Yeah. So yeah, Bioshock 4 still chugging along in some form or another.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of like
So-
firing and layoffs, I showed it to you. Should I go downstairs and show the swag, the first bit of swag?
I
The
guess so.
Sledgehammer swag. I'll do it later. We'll do it after the show.
Okay.
Chris got his first bit of Sledgehammer swag because they had a little bit of a celebration in what's going to be the new offices, and yes, it's exactly where we thought it was. And I guess it's their 20th anniversary, so he got hired on just as they hit 20 years, and so he gets all the swag. So yeah, that happened. So it's not the best swag I've ever seen, but it's pretty good. Bless you. Just one?
No, I was petting a cat and I had to blow the fur off my hand.
Oh, okay. Because I knew that couldn't be a sneeze because you're not a one sneezer.
No. Anyways,
Next item.
yes. So you know how there was that story about the troubled development of Battlefield and how there were like 4 different studios working on it.
Right.
Eventually, one of them that was working on the single player campaign kind of crashed and burned. So what that campaign will look like on release is a bit of an open question. But Michael Pachter on his YouTube show was talking with the Battlefield Studios general manager Byron Beede, Beede, and Pachter said that talking with him, it was clear that the goal was to kind of go full Call of Duty, where you have these 3 teams working on Battlefield games in a staggered format, so that you can eventually get to a point where you're releasing Battlefield games annually. Your mic is muted.
Sorry, every year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now he did say that they don't expect to do that soon. That it'll take 5 or 6 years before they can even get to 2 in a row.
Mhm.
So they're not there yet. And again, everything is kind of predicated on Battlefield 6, like being a success and being big. But this is clearly, I think, EA invested so much into this game because they're looking to basically reboot that IP,
Mhm.
right? They want to turn it into their Call of Duty, and they're putting a renewed focus on it. And if they can come out of the gate with a strong Battlefield 6, which it seems like, based on the beta, is a strong game, then from there they can work towards building it up into something that actually can rival Call of Duty and comes out at a similar cadence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stephen Lawson says in the chat room, Edie, looking good. Have you lost weight? Didn't you? Would you listen to the show 2 weeks ago? Yes, I have lost a lot. There's a lot less Edie than there used to be. A lot less Edie. We are now cruising close to 60 pounds.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He says no. I missed it. Yeah. Thank you. I guess if you haven't seen me, in a while, that would absolutely stand out. Yeah. Lost 50 on my own and another 10 with a little help, and I'm closing in on 65 now at this point. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing what
good.
happens when you stop drinking and eating just complete like batches of brownies all at once. Yeah, now you know my secrets. The secret to
Don't
me eating lots of
eat
brownies,
one brownie at a time, not the whole thing.
not the whole thing. Yeah. Um. So
Okay, I
I
have
don't know.
a.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this every year thing, and it's funny that
Oh
this
no,
that
yeah,
this comes
I don't
up
like that at all.
because Chris and I were having this exact conversation, and I was talking about how much I really enjoyed the Battlefield 6 beta
Hmm.
because it wasn't something that I was seeing every year. It's something that I actually look forward to. I'm anticipating. I really want. Now I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but if something was coming up every single year, it takes the specialness out of it. And I will give an analogy
Like
of
Christmas. Who the fuck cares about Christmas
yeah,
anymore?
exactly. Uh, I will give an analogy of my favorite girl child. So when I was my favorite girl child's age, granted that was many, many, many years ago. Um,
You liked the wheel, right?
Fuck off. It wasn't that.
They just shaved
They
the
shaved the
cube.
square
Yeah,
and
they
made a wheel. No. Uh, um, when my dad would say, "Hey, who wants McDonald's?" The entire house erupted. You couldn't get us into the car fast enough. If we were like, you know what? I don't feel like having dinner at home. Let's go to Jack in the Box. Fuck yes. Ian and I would be crawling, like I would be grabbing him and pulling him behind me to get forward momentum to get into the car fast enough.
Rocks and sticks. Did you play with
Yeah.
rocks and
Fuck.
sticks?
It was not that long ago, guys. Come on. Come on. So the girl child now, because her father doesn't cook and her mother and is a very picky eater, and her mom is not here to cook for her, and even then was a very picky eater, and so they ate out a lot. He goes into her room and says, "What do you want for dinner?" It's like, "Hey, I was thinking of going to go get In-N-Out or Jack in the Box," and she's like, "Eh." Well, I mean, what do you want? Do you want In-N-Out or do you want Jack in the Box or do you want McDonald's or do you want Taco Bell? Um, I'll just have ice cream downstairs. It's all right. So when you have things that are supposed to be special and you have them every single day, there is no special. Like when I say, "Hey, what does Claire want to have for dinner on her birthday?" There's nothing where nobody goes, "She wants Raisin Canes." It's like that's not special.
I mean,
There's nothing
the,
to look forward to. There you have spent your wad on, your internal spiritual wad on day-to-day stuff.
well, it's
So
like how
there's
you
nothing
think
to
of fast
anticipate.
food now, right? Like
Yeah.
like you can have it anytime, and so
Yeah.
it's like it's not a big
Well,
deal.
even before I started dating Chris, it was like, "Oh man, I kind of could go for some McDonald's. Oh yeah, let's go get a fillet of fish and some fucking fries. Yeah." Now it's like I had that last week. So it took the special
I
out
mean,
of fast
that's
food,
when you have to
and
find something
that's
new special.
right. And it's hard to find something. Actually, what's special now is a fucking salad. That's what's fucking special. But beyond that, that's what's happening here with Call of Duty. Call of Duty and Star Wars, the first of the ones that did that. Star Wars was like when a new Star Wars came out for the year before, we were salivating. We would line up for days to see
I
Star
think
Wars.
that's they've realized that because there hasn't been a movie for quite a
Right.
while, and
Marvel
it's
thinks the same way. All these big blockbuster films, when
mm,
you start releasing them, and big blockbuster games, when you start releasing them every single year, they are no longer special. You don't see people lining up for Madden for a reason.
Well, you don't see people
Because it
lining up, but
happens
it still
every year.
sells really, really well.
It sells well, true, and it costs relatively little because they just keep the same people churning. As soon as you're done with one, you start on the next. So you don't have this like long gear up, long ramp up. You
Mhm.
don't have a lot of people sitting around. That being said, I don't want Battlefield to do that. I don't want it every year. Make it every 2 years. Make it every, ideally, 3 years. Every 3 years, give me a new Battlefield because that's just long enough for me to play the first Battlefield, long enough for me to kind of get bored with it, and then have that period of time of no Battlefield so that when you hear about the new Battlefield, you can go, "Ooh, I can't wait."
Yeah. But I think
That's why I'm so excited about 6.
and I think that's antithetical to everything EA, all of their plans, right? The money is in constant, endless content,
Yeah.
right? Because even Call of Duty, yes, they still come out with yearly games, but in between those years, they're releasing new content, releasing new maps, and they've got Warzone, which is the free to play game that's just always available.
Right.
Never let it go away.
Right.
And so I think that's what EA wants, but it'll be interesting to see if they ever actually get there.
I
Because
hope that they don't.
Well,
I
because so much of that depends on the way Battlefield is received, and not just this game, but the next Battlefield, and
Right,
then the
right, right.
Battlefield after that, and so on and so forth. Like it's the issue that anyone has when they're trying to be the next Call of Duty or the next Fortnite is that Call of Duty and Fortnite had the advantage of starting small and building up into the behemoths that they are.
Right.
Like people didn't expect them to become what they were when they first started.
Mhm.
And so if you're building a game with those expectations, it doesn't quite leave room for the organic growth. Like if you're expecting return on investment, the organic growth it takes to get to the size of Call of Duty is longer than the general return on investment patience.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you have to get people to wait a long time.
Right. Andy Danielson says in the chat, I was reading the new I was reading the new Call of Duty trailers actually pushing people to Battlefield. Well,
I
anyone
did
who
see that
liked Call
because
of Duty for being a military shooter.
yeah, now they're gonna go to
Right.
Battlefield.
Right. So the question is, are they going to be drawing in new people who wouldn't have tried Call of Duty because it is this super futuristic, leading into what it is?
And Corey also says there's billions of prestige levels for the diehards, so that you can't even get to max level because
Mm-mm.
once you get to max level, you reset, you prestige, and you
Right.
start leveling up again.
Yep.
Never get people off that treadmill.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, okay, I got two other kind of big stories.
Okay.
One ties into Gamescom. The next is that Sony has officially raised prices on all their PS5 versions.
Really?
I believe all of them have risen by $50, effective like as of now. They basically went into effect last week, or like very soon, and they directly say that this is a result of tariffs. That we continue to navigate a challenging economic environment, which
Yeah.
is this is tariffs.
Yeah, I'm
So
pulling it up right now if I can actually get it to load.
they
Please load.
like a lot of companies have been eating the costs of tariffs for since they were implemented, but it seems like Sony, like Microsoft, has finally gotten tired of eating those costs and is now passing those costs on to the consumer.
So the PS5.
So everything jumped $50. The PS5 went from 500 to 550. The Pro went from 700 to 750, and I believe the discless one went from like five. No, not five. Went from five. I don't know if they still sell. They must sell the discless one.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm highlighting it.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you see it. Yeah, it went from 500 to 550. Oh yeah, then the one with the disc would go from 500, 550 to 600. Everything went up $50.
No, this one, the PlayStation with the disk drive. This is the one with the disk drive went from 500 to 550, and the PS5 Pro went from 700 to 750.
Okay. So then I wonder if did the digital console version stay the same?
Did it?
Did the non-disc? No, the digital edition jumped to 500.
Right.
So okay, it was 450.
Yeah. This is saying it was 450 and now it's 500.
Yes.
Regular was 500 and now it's 550. And the PlayStation Pro is was 700, now it's 750. So everything jumped $50.
Yep.
Not a tax, guys. Remember, it wasn't a tax. They'll pay it. Just PlayStation's paying it, right? This is PlayStation paying it.
No, Japan will pay it.
Japan will pay it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Japan paying it.
Corey says they need to bring back the other war games like Medal of Honor, SOCOM, and Brothers in Arms. Oh, I would love Brothers in Arms.
I would love SOCOM to come back too.
Brothers in Arms was like such a cool, weird, almost turn-based, real-time tactics cover. Oh, Brothers in Arms was so good.
Don't you remember SOCOM? Think about that.
I never played SOCOM.
Oh.
SOCOM was way too simmy for me. Oops.
Did you just do that? Yeah. Oh.
SOCOM was like too hardcore.
Yeah, man, I don't have the disc anymore. I have the console, but not the disc. If they have that up at PAX in the retro games thing, you should really try it. What made SOCOM amazing was that, and think about this, this is in the PS2 days. So this is back in the dark ages. You could talk into your headset and tell your AI team what to do. Like you could say flashbang, and one of them would run up and throw a flashbang. Essentially, it was you heroing it, but you've got these other guys and you're telling them how to do. You could tell them, move forward, hold back, cover my back. You have all of these like orders that you could give them. Go loud. You get orders to give them and that they would act on. And you were saying that into your headset, which if you think PS2 days, that was fucking revolutionary. Loved SOCOM. And did it work well? Mostly. Yeah.
Flashbang throws it at your feet.
No, they always threw it right. It's just sometimes you would say something else and they'd read like flashbang and then they throw a flashbang and you're like, fuck. Or you'd have to say it like 3 times before one of them it would respond. So it wasn't always perfect, but it was good enough to have a lot of fun. And Medal of Honor wasn't bad. I never really got into Medal of Honor. Really,
it's a Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor was like the Call of Duty competitor back in the day,
right? And I mean, my FPS world went from SOCOM to Battlefield Bad Company 2 because I didn't play any FPS, any like really hardcore FPS until then. Because when it went to multiplayer, that's when I got too intimidated to play against playing other people because there were so few women on consoles at that point that if I was in a multiplayer and I wasn't excellent, I just was afraid I would get bagged on, and I would have. But the fact that I went in with you guys as a team, as players, because I didn't have any friends on a network, since I had you guys, you were able to kind of like show me what to do and how not to suck. And even if I sucked, it didn't matter because we were having fun. And we were in our own little team, and you weren't going to like be a dick to me because I did something stupid or had really low scores, like a completely like negative 100 death ratio. Icy Ray says there's still a rumor that People Can Fly's Project Delta is a SOCOM title, but it could be another Sony IP too. That would be fun. I mean,
I could see them bringing that back, right? That franchise has been on ice for a while. I could see Sony trying to bring that back.
Well, I see that pardon me, hold on. I can see that if Call of Duty is now no longer actively competing with Battlefield as a realistic military, competitive, multiplayer, realistic FPS shooter, that leaves an opportunity for something else to compete with it. It kind of leaves a little bit of a vacuum within the gaming world of like, okay, well, what about a different Battlefield? Now, maybe that's the reason why they're talking about putting one out every year so that there is no air for anything else to grow in. But I think that that is a bad thing for the marketplace. Competition is always good. Competition always makes products better and cheaper. So I would love to see something. I mean, I don't want to say like Escape. What's the one that's, oh man, I'm having a horrible time with my memory lately. What is the name of that one that Chaos plays? That's hardcore.
Tarkov.
Escape from Tarkov. That's it. Something like Escape from Tarkov, but it's not like PvP. It's actually PvE or team versus team in, like Battlefield. Essentially making that same thing compete with Battlefield instead of being a different game from Battlefield, making it compete with like Fortnite. Yeah, there's a hole. There's an empty void for something else to fill. That SOCOM with its name recognition, Brothers in Arms with its name recognition, anything else, Medal of Honor could come back and fill if that's what they intend to do. I mean, that is what they're intending to do. I'm sure someone's already had this conversation somewhere, some boardroom somewhere.
Like when you think back to the days of PS2 and 360, modern military shooters were everywhere. But even today, they shrunk. They faded away.
Andy Danielson came up with a really good way of describing what prestiging is to somebody who doesn't understand what prestiging is. It's like painting the Golden Gate Bridge, but prestiging, which the Golden Gate Bridge, they never stop painting the Golden Gate Bridge because by the time they start at one end, when they get to the other end, the first end needs to be repainted again because it takes so long to paint the bridge.
I've heard the same thing about like the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Never not painting.
It's never not being painted because by the time you get to the end of it, you have to start again because the first coat of paint that you put down is now 10 years old. So yeah, it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that I honestly, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. But there was so much misinformation and misunderstanding of what tariffs were, despite the fact that very smart people tried to explain that the countries don't pay the tariffs. The consumer pays the tariffs in increased prices. There's a part of me that says, if they're going to raise the price due to tariffs, raise the price. Like, don't make it $50 more. Make it $100 more. So that as a method of a public service to communicate what tariffs are to people who did not listen the first time.
Well, on that note,
I really want the leopards to start eating some faces.
I don't think it's a purposeful political comment, but I do think that when the tariff started, a lot of companies decided we'll just eat the cost of this and not raise prices for consumers because who knows how long it will last.
Yeah.
And I think now it's lasted long enough that those companies are getting tired of eating the costs.
Well, the tariffs didn't go in. Remember, he put them on and took them off, took them off. And now they're just like, fuck it.
Okay.
Put them on. Just make them pay.
But he didn't do that for all tariffs. Some went on, some went off, some went up high, some went low. Like keeping track of what's on and what's off is a full-time job in and of itself. But my point is, there were tariffs on a lot of imported goods, a lot of electronics that companies were eating. And I think they're getting tired of eating that
Yeah.
cost now. So I think as time goes on and the tariffs aren't removed, which I don't think he'll do anytime soon, I think you'll see more and more of this happening as companies decide, let's just raise the cost.
Yeah, also the not that only that, but the uncertainty. Because if you're gonna take a cut like that, you need to redo all of your projections. And if every
True.
2 weeks the projections are changing because the tariff has changed either up or down, you can't have stability. So the only way to ensure stability is you just increase the price and just leave it there.
We've seen a lot of talk about how much the Xbox Ally will cost. A lot of rumors about the price of that, and a lot of the rumors seem to be that like it will follow what the Ally price is now, but at the same time, I'm sure Xbox and Microsoft are looking at that going, yeah, we could do it the same price now, but
We have a bet on this.
we do. I forget what it was.
Bet is that I said that it is going to be more expensive. The Xbox branded version of the Rogue Ally is going to be more expensive than the non-Xbox branding of the Rogue Ally. Isn't that's correct? That's AC Wraith. I want to double check. That's what I said. And Nick said no, that they can't possibly do that because it would be a death knell for it. And I
mean,
agreed.
it would
They're
be.
still going to do it.
Yeah, Ally will
There
be
we
more
go.
expensive than normal version. Nick has to play Stardew Valley. Oh fuck! Why did I agree to that?
I told you I was going to win that. GameHounds 787. Edie says Xbox Rogue Ally will be more expensive than the normal version. Nick has to play Stardew Valley if he loses. Edie has to play Phasmophobia if she loses.
General has wages pinned at the top.
Oh, thank you. In our Discord. By the way, if you aren't in our Discord, you should be joining our Discord. Yeah, that's always good to keep checking that stuff because you never know what's going to happen. Where's our Discord?
Oh wait, where's the
There it
top?
is.
I can't scroll to the top. Every time I scroll to the top, it resets.
There's the Discord right there. Right there. It's coming up. It's
I can't
coming.
scroll to the
There
top.
it is. Right here, right there. There's the Discord. Go join it. And you can always just look at the Discord look for GameHounds Discord. You'll see it.
Oh yeah, he said Hell Let Loose is kind of in that category. Yeah, that's like the next an indie military.
Oh yeah. Yeah. True.
Which they actually announced a new version of, a new sequel during
did they?
Gamescom.
Oh.
But before we get into that, I do
Okay.
want to say my final news story.
Yeah.
Was that Hollow Knight Silksong finally has a release date. It's very soon. It's like the beginning of September.
Oh wow.
September 4th.
So
which is
that's what the
crazy
day
soon.
after we get back. No, 2 days after we get back from PAX.
For a game that's been in development almost 10 years, they announced the release date. Hey, guess what? It's coming out in 2 weeks. But what I thought was really interesting about this is
Yeah.
that Gamescom is going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like if you had one of the biggest games of the year, Hollow Knight Silksong, and one of the most anticipated games, coming out in 2 weeks, you would announce it at Gamescom.
See, IGN said it was at Gamescom.
It might be like playable at Gamescom, but at least for Gamescom opening night, the one that Jeff Keighley hosted,
Right.
he got permission to say, hey, Silksong is coming out soon, but that's it. He didn't actually have a trailer. He didn't actually have a release date. Those things came from Team Cherry, the developer's own dedicated stream.
Oh,
On
weird.
Thursday.
Weird that they would do that.
Well, and this is what I want to get into with Gamescom and with Keighley's presentations, which I generally enjoy. But I feel like we talked about this before. how you don't get a whole lot of big release announcements because, Sony is going to save their big things for their showcase. Xbox is
Right.
going to save things for their showcase. And now you have an indie developer basically saying, no, we don't want to spend the money to advertise our game on Gamescom. We will just do it on our own stream because we have that ability. And I feel like but taking all of that into context, I worry that the future of Keighley's showcases are going to be a lot of, hey, here's the latest update to a gotcha game, which we already see a lot of those. Or here's a game that just came out and here's a commercial for it.
Mm-hmm.
And basically a lot of like those showcases are just advertising, right? We all know this. We all accept this.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, like, if that advertising window is narrowing and the
Mm-hmm.
people who can advertise and even want to advertise on these big shows are slowly narrowing. Activision will spend the money to give Call of Duty like a 15-minute presentation, but like that's kind of it.
So, what you suggesting is the death of the big game con, like the
Not the
big
death of the
industry
big,
game conventions?
not the death of it, but that I think you see less and less from them, right? Less and less big announcements. And you see them turning into a lot of um the people at Remap had a joke of whenever an anime game came up, it was, is this a Hoyoverse game? Is this a Hoyoverse game? And it's like, okay, if you make a drinking game out of Jeff Keighley's show, what's an anime gotcha game? Take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's okay. One of these shows is going to have at least like 4 or 5 anime gotcha games advertising a new season.
Right.
You're going to have some game that's already out that's like
Mm-hmm.
spending some money to say, hey, guess what? Our game is out.
Okay.
And just like in general, the surprises get less and less.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder too, personally, because he ended the showcase with a reveal of Black Myth.
Wukong.
No, Black Myth Jean Kui, which is the sequel. Or maybe not the sequel, but it's the next game that Game Science is working on.
Mm-hmm.
That game has it's I think the developer has said it's little more than an empty folder at this stage.
Oh,
So
really? Not this one. This isn't it.
no, this is Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's Resident Evil. Yeah, no, up too far.
Oh,
Too far.
hold on. Oh, hold on.
Nope. Okay, you got to stop using the mouse. Use the keyboard. Use the keyboard.
There we go. Is that
Yeah.
it? Okay, this is the one that's a little more than just a folder.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a trailer. But I wonder if and look, Gamescom did have a little bit about Ghost of Tsushima. It had Resident Evil 9, so it still had big events. But yeah, I don't know. There's something I feel like the reveals are getting less and less surprising. It's standardized. I think
Mhm.
that's what I'm getting at. Is that the Keighley showcase at this point? I've seen so many of them that it's like, okay, I see the shtick. I know what to expect, and it's like expect a lot of gotcha, expect a lot of small indie games that I'll probably forget in a week. Expect a couple games that like won't come out for another 5 years, and expect a bunch of like gotcha games. Expect a bunch of live service advertisements, and then that's kind of it. And it's like, oh, okay, this because it wasn't bad. There was some stuff I saw that looked really entertaining, and we can talk about those games too. But I don't know. I just came away from it going, yeah, that was a standard Keighley show.
Yeah, it's like it's turned into the Jeff Keighley trailer show,
Yeah,
where you just see a bunch of trailers and there's really not a lot more other than trailers and stuff that you might have already seen, stuff that that may get canceled next week.
Yeah, and I think even then, some of the most interesting stuff came from like the Future Games show or the pre-show, not from the actual Gamescom opening night show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the actual Gamescom opening night, the big showcase, had some of the most generic looking stuff, and a lot of the more interesting ones came during the pre-show.
Right.
And it was like, oh, that's the stuff that gets me excited.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not mainstream enough. And so maybe the main show isn't for me. Maybe I just like the weird things too much. But yeah, I feel like I'm looking more and more forward to the Future Game show than whatever Keeley hosts.
Yeah. AC Ray says, I miss the indie stream marathons hosted by Robot Loves Kitty.
Mm.
Yeah, we didn't
Never saw those.
actually have a show. You know, we have not had, and we used to do that, is these big event drinking games. We really, the next Keeley show, what is the next Keeley show? It's Game Awards, right?
Probably the Game Awards.
Do you want to do a drinking game on the Game Awards?
Sure, that could
When is
be
the Game Awards?
December.
Games Awards.
Yeah,
20
Andy says 10 years later, coming out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silk Song. Which I should try Hollow Knight again. I tried that game, didn't enjoy it. I should go back to it and try it again just because.
So apparently there's something.
Get
Have
the
you ever
fuss
heard of
out.
this? The Global Gaming Awards Americas.
No.
Never heard of that. But the Game Awards is on December 11th.
Okay.
A day that will live in infamy. No, that was December 7th. December 11th. What day of the week is December 11th of this year?
Oh, it's probably like a Wednesday or Thursday.
December 11th is a Thursday.
Yeah. It's
I will
usually-
take that Friday off. If you and I both agree to take that Friday off, and all of you out there are invited, listeners on the podcast, listeners on iHeartRadio, Andy Danielson, everybody in the chat room. Yeah, you're all invited. Stephen Lawson, you're invited. Of course, AC Wraith and Corey Wallace. Of course, you're invited.
Wait,
Bitter,
why that Friday? If the show is on the 18th, you want to
on the
do the
11th.
drinking game.
It's on the 11th.
Oh, it's on the 11th.
December 11th, which is
Well,
a
if it's on
Thursday.
the 11th, why take off that Friday? You want to take
Because
off
I'm
that
gonna
Thursday.
be so hungover on Friday.
But then-
I can't
but-
drink like that.
But it occurs during the day. The
Well,
Game
you know-
Awards start at like 4 o'clock.
No. What time did the Game Awards start? Let me see.
I think they start at like 4 or 5.
I'm looking this up right now. I'm looking this. No, I'm not looking it up there. I'm looking it up here.
Remember, they started weirdly early.
Yeah, that's true. They do.
Yeah, December 11th, 2025.
It's in Los Angeles.
Does it say a start
Doesn't
time?
have a time. 4:30. So yeah, I could be home by 4:30. I could leave a little early. Be home by 4:30. In fact, we can watch the game together at your place. I will make cocktails.
Yeah,
I have got my neighbor has taken it upon himself to like do cocktails. He made me a banana bread Manhattan.
What?
Oh, yes. A banana bread Manhattan. Oh, absolute day drinking. Yes, day drinking. Look, it's only day drinking for a half hour because happy hour starts at 5. So 4:30,
half
which is a
hour?
little early. So it's only a half hour of day drinking, and then the rest of the night is going to be
Oh, and then
drinking.
it's just regular drinking.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made a couple of unbelievable cocktails, but he made me a banana bread Manhattan.
I don't
that
know.
is-
I don't like the sound of that.
It tastes like the most delicious banana bread you've ever had.
Yeah, but it's in liquid form. I don't
It
want
is.
to eat liquid banana bread.
Just
Doesn't
trust
sound
me.
good.
Just trust me. Just trust me.
Okay, no, there's this mead
Who
company that I
doesn't think
really
that
like.
that sounds good?
No,
A
no,
banana
okay,
bread
listen.
Manhattan.
There's this mead company that I
Mhm.
get a lot of stuff from, and they generally have really good flavored meats. One of their most popular flavors is like pies. So they have apple pie meat, cherry pie meat. I got a pack of those once and tried it. Didn't like them.
Hmm.
I don't like my pastries in liquid form. I
Okay.
don't like liquid pie. It's like fuck no. No. I don't want liquid cake. I want cake cake.
Okay. Well, I will get a list of
So he is scheduling a plan to get drunk and watching commercials.
and your point.
I mean, I guess really, what's the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that is pretty much it's a drinking game where every time you score a touchdown, everybody drinks,
And you watch commercials.
and then you watch commercials. Um.
I don't do banana bread either.
Ah,
Granted,
okay.
I love banana bread. I
What did
love a
we
good
have?
banana bread, just not
Don't
in
you?
liquid form.
Didn't we? There was one drink at that Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy that was
Um,
insanely good, and I had the program for that for a while.
I don't remember.
Oh, there was one of them that where you and I looked at each other and went, "Oh, this is good."
I don't
I
remember.
cannot remember what it was. You don't happen to have the program, do you? I kept
No,
that
not at
program
all.
for a while
Yeah,
because
you
I
drink
wanted to
ranch soda.
remember it.
I was forced to drink ranch soda. If you gave me an option, I would not have drunk it.
I'll put together
That was
I will put together with my what do you call somebody who is who's like a sommelier for cocktails, not a bartender. I will
mm,
put him
not a cock tender.
cocktail. You would love that.
Um,
As a gay man, Cecil would love to be called a cock tender, and I is officially dubbing him my official cock tender. Okay, so Cecil, my cock tender, I will have him put together a list of suggestions for drinks, and then we will have to maybe go through in the next month or so, and maybe
oh, I
even
know.
maybe even
I
over your wedding party, I
Oh
will
yes, Stephen Lawson got it. Mixologist. I
mixologist.
knew there was a word for that. I was like, what is it?
Yeah, I like cock tender better.
Well, AC Wraith has the link to the Edgar Allan Poe
Yeah,
cocktail.
but you know what? They had
Probably
one, but it wasn't. I remember looking, and it
was it not
wasn't
the
the
same?
same. It wasn't the same on the list. Let's see, Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy cocktails. Yeah, this was one that was off book.
I don't remember we had one off book. They were all on book.
The Pale Blue Eye, the Cocktail of Red Death, Edgar's Twisted Brandy Milk Punch,
Yeah, those all sound familiar.
and then the Nevermore. No, there was something else that was like I think it was the brandy punch, but it was a vanilla. It had more vanilla. It was mixed with vanilla cream milk syrup, half and half. Now there was one that was off.
Those all look accurate.
I remember looking at my menu and thinking to myself, "Oh, this is not on that website." I actually looked and compared to see if I could find the actual recipe for it. Realized I couldn't get the recipe for it, and I would have to figure it out myself.
These look like exactly what we drink.
It wasn't. I can guarantee you. Damn it now. If I come across it, well, I think I threw it away. I think I looked at it and go, I'm just gonna fucking throw it away. I had it in my bag forever. Yeah, I'll see what I can find. But meanwhile, I will have my cock tender come up with a list of possible drinks. And then I will pick 2 or
Casually throwing
3.
that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of my vernacular. I'm going to make sure that it is in the dictionary. If skibbity can be in the fucking dictionary, cock tender can be in the dictionary. So I'll have my cock
Multiple
tender put
definitions.
together a list. I'll figure out maybe 2 that I think might appeal, maybe 3, and then I will make them up at your wedding thing on in October.
Okay.
And have, just make a few of them just so that you can check them out.
Yeah, test it out.
Yeah, test out, figure out one. But I will be I will be bringing up the banana bread. Banana bread Manhattans, because those are
Okay.
pretty good.
Just know there's gonna be a fair number of people. So
How many people are we talking about?
that weekend, I think we're looking at like 8.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's not a lot.
6, 7.
Let's see. The picture online with the cocktail called the Cat's Meow. That's it. That's the one. The
Picture
Cat's Meow.
online.
That was it.
Do you have that picture? The
Cat's. Oop. There was one called the Cat's Meow, and that was the one that was killer.
bourbon, brandy, cream, and spices.
Yeah. It was a brandy milk punch. That was like that one that they mentioned, the brandy milk punch, but it was different. There it is. The Cat's Meow. Aged bourbon mixed with fruity brandy accompanied by vanilla cinnamon milk, sweet cream, and maple syrup. That was the one. That was the one where Nick and I looked at each other and were like, oh, wow, that's good.
Okay, I'll have to
Yeah, in fact, here is, thank you so much for that, by the way.
recipe.
Here is so you can see that it looks familiar. Does that look familiar?
Oh, that does.
Yep.
Cocktail of Red Death. Yeah, Nevermore, Cat's Meow, Pale
It was
Blue
the
Eye.
Cat's Meow that was like,
Okay, so wait, what was the other one then from the website that wasn't there? Because those all looked familiar.
the one on the website that wasn't there
Would be
was
Edgar's Twisted Brandy Milk Punch.
right, which is similar.
But yeah, that's bourbon, brandy,
Brandy.
cream, and syrup.
Right. And this
So
one,
what's the other
Cat's
one?
Meow is brandy. See, bourbon brandy, vanilla cinnamon milk, sweet cream, and maple syrup.
Okay, so very, very similar.
Very similar, but different. And that's what I said. I'm like, remember I said I looked at the menu, I looked at the program, and there was one that was different, and that was the one that was really good. And that's why I kept that one, because I realized I was going to have to figure that one out myself, because the recipe is not on the website.
Okay, anyways, we've gone off.
We have tangented again in the
Yes.
best way possible. But yeah, I will have a few my cocktender make you a list of a couple of drinks, and then we will figure out which drink, and then I will give you all the list of drinks, the ones that were like in order, so that, because not everybody likes the same drink, but I will make them. And then if you would like to join us, and we will day drink and do a drinking game. We have to also figure out the drinking game itself.
I'm sure that someone has made a Keeley Awards
drinking game,
bingo,
Games Awards bingo game.
Yeah,
drinking game. Yeah, all right. But we'll do it together. We'll all play together.
It doesn't even need to be a drinking game. Just make it a bingo, and we
right. And remember, it's 4:30 our time. It's 7:30 East Coast, so they're well into the evening to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Shots of bourbon chased with Coke, good and simple. Okay, that's fine. We can agree with that.
Do you want to go through the list of what was announced at Gamescom to talk about?
Sure. Let's go. Let's do
it. Anything that jumped out at you?
Yeah, nothing really jumped out at me, honestly. I didn't really. I looked and I kept going through the list of like what I missed watching the show because I was at work and something caught fire just as I was about to start up the stream. So I couldn't watch the stream live. So then I went after the fact, and I didn't want to sit through the whole stream again. So I just went to a highlight, and I went to the big announcements of Gamescom so far, and none of them stood out to me. There was really not a lot that was like, oh, now that may change. I mean, it's still going on, right? Or is it over?
Don't think so.
I think it's over. You said it was going on, but
oh, okay.
but no, there was not a lot that really made me jump up and down and go, and it didn't. There were nothing earth shattering. We covered the Hollow Knight. I think if I was going to pick one that was earth shattering, air quote earth shattering, it was that a game that has been in development for 10 years announces its release date and it's 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only one where it was like, oh, all right, now that's an interesting story. Call of Duty's going to Call of Duty. Let's see, what are some of the other things that the
I would say-
Pragmata.
I would say one of the more interesting ones that was announced was in the pre-show, a game called Valor Mortis.
Mm-hmm.
And it stood out to me for being they describe it as a first-person Souls-like. So already,
Oh,
it's like
you're in.
I'm interested. But if you can find a video,
I'll find it. You keep looking. I'll find the video.
Valor
You
Mortis.
just sit there and look pretty.
It's a like Victorian French or like French Revolution style monsters. So it's kind of doing the thing that other Souls like did, not steampunk. Steam something, it started with an S. Chat. What was a French Souls like game? Steel Rising. I think it kind of has, it's like set in that same time period, but the art looks much more interesting. Just like revolutionary scarred Souls-like monsters. And then Coy Wallace talked about Lego Dark Knight. We'll get into that one too. That one looked funny just because it's Lego versions of the most serious Batman games,
Mm-hmm.
Batman movies. Oh, this is like a gameplay. Can you get like a cinematic? Yeah,
Sure.
reveal trailer. Just look at the reveal trailer. That should give you a much better sense of
Pardon me for
what
the
it was
coughing
like.
on air.
Yeah,
So-
so it's from the creative Ghost Runner, which was a pretty good feeling parkour cyberpunk action game.
Mm-hmm.
This is completely not that in tone. Yeah, skip ahead. Can you play sound? Little loud. Little loud.
That looks kind of badass.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this looks like just a general military violence thing. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. And then it doesn't die.
Oh, that's kind of messed up.
Oh yeah. Remember, it's a Souls-like. You can't have Souls-like without disgusting monsters.
Okay. This looks pretty awesome. In a very awful way.
Yeah, it's at least a little different. Like a first-person Souls-like, I think, is a cool idea.
Mm-hmm. This must be so riveting for people listening on this podcast. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit just to ensure that. Yeah, this looks
Yeah, you got some first-person sword fighting. You
got
got
some
shooting with
shooting.
revolvers.
You got
You've got
ugly amalgamations of horrible things glued together in very unfortunate ways.
You've got monsters with multiple arms. Yeah, like it's in every way a first-person Souls-like that takes place like during the French Revolution, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, tee up Lego Dark Knight.
Lego Dark Knight. If you tee up a banner for it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I thought this was interesting because has a has Corey Wallace said? Oh no, has AC Wraith said it is the most Arkham Knight that we've seen in a long time.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically one of the Arkham Batman games, just with Lego aesthetic
Yeah.
instead of dark, gritty Arkham aesthetic. But I also think the combination of Lego things is kind of funny because it's this game specifically, is based on the Nolan and Matt Reeves version of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, and The Batman, which are like all of the grittiest, darkest versions of the character. And it's like, yeah, let's do this in Legos. Let's have him train to be an assassin in Legos. I want to see him do the line, "I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you," in Lego form. But yeah, like gameplay wise, it looks like a pretty solid action game. It's got the Arkham combat, the way he jumps from character to character.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? I'm Batman.
It does seem a little incongruous.
Why so serious?
Okay.
Want to get
Oh.
nuts?
I want to see Lego Batman threaten to blow up a cruise ship full of innocent people.
Who's the man behind the mask?
The Lego Joker is absolutely adorable. I want that.
Well, like this right here, this is just a Lego recreation of that scene from the Batman.
Yep.
The car chase with the Batmobile.
Yep. All right. So
Legacy of the Dark Knight. That's what it's called.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by... Ah! Who put that there? I could have really hurt myself.
Corey Wallace says, "I want to see the Joker pencil tree in Lego." form."
yeah. All right. So Corey, are you saying you're actually excited by this? You're actually interested in?
I mean,
looking
yes, I
forward to it?
think he not just ironically, but like,
Yeah.
the combat does look like an Arkham game.
Yeah.
And we haven't had one of those in a long time because the developer made Suicide Squad, killed the Justice League,
Yeah.
and I think people could use an Arkham Batman game.
So, one of the other, actually, I would say another kind of interesting thing that came out of Gamescom was the Onimusha announcement. that they're
yeah,
bringing that back since the PS2 days. That's been away for a dog's age.
yeah. They'd announced the new Onimusha a couple shows ago, but I think they had a new trailer for it.
Yeah, they did have a trailer for it. I can get it. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Onimusha 4? Way of the
Um,
Sword. Yeah, Way of the Sword is the new.
yeah, it's called the Onimusha 4 Way of the Sword. Let me get to it. Onimusha Way of the Sword. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. The fact that we're seeing it for the first time in what, 20 years? That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Samurai.
Capcom has been doing a really good job of putting out games. Like some of the best games that have come out, in my opinion, most surprising games that have come out in recent times
I agree. I
has
know.
been either Bandai Namco or Capcom.
I know people are down on Monster Hunter Wilds at the moment.
Mhm.
But like everything else Capcom has done, everything they've done with Resident Evil, Dragon's Dogma, they've been on a pretty good streak lately.
Yeah. And I think that it is unfortunately coming out like 5 years after it should have.
What? Onimusha?
Because there have been so many Japanese samurai-based games recently. Like seriously, it's starting with not Ghost of Yotei, but the first one, the first samurai game that we had a few years ago. Again, my brain is having problems with
Ghost
remembering
of
things.
Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima. All right. We had Ghost of Tsushima come out a few years ago. Then we get Wukong. Then
I mean, Wukong's not really samurai though.
Yeah, it's true. But it's in that same kind of aesthetic, that Japanese aesthetic with swords and stuff. But even let's just not count Black Myth.
I mean, Wukong was Chinese, so you might
Chinese.
have created some enemies there.
Asian aesthetic, but it's kind of like that a same Asian thing. But let's just not even count Wukong. You've got, let's just stick strictly to samurai. You have got say it again. My brain is really not working.
Tsushima?
Ghost of Tsushima. Then you have Assassin's Creed just came out.
Okay.
All right. Then you've got the new game that we were talking about just a little while ago. Oh, Ghost of Yotei that's coming out.
Yeah.
Then you've got this. It's just like, had it been the first of the recent spate of samurai games.
I mean, I guess so. And AC Wraith mentioned Sekiro, but like
Sekiro.
There's between Ghost of Tsushima to now, that's a pretty long time. I wouldn't count Ghost of Tsushima. Like, yeah, not Sekiro.
What was the first?
Assassin's Creed Shadows came out earlier today, and Ghost of Yotei is coming out. But Onimusha is not coming out until next year. So I think that's a good time between samurai games. And also, like,
but Ghost of Tsushima was the first.
The sword is cool.
Ghost of Tsushima was the first samurai, like big samurai game that we'd had.
What about Sekiro?
Sekiro. All right, Sekiro, the first.
I feel like there were other
we've had in years. Really? I will leave it to you to make me a definitive list of samurai games between Onimusha, PlayStation 2, and this. The fact that we've had recently quite a few of them all come out.
Was 2020. Okay, well, Neo 2 and Ghost of Tsushima came out the same time. Oh, Rise of the Ronin came out last year.
Mm-hmm.
But that was kind of a flop. Oh, Like a Dragon Ishin came out in.
What was the one that looked like a Kurosawa film that you played that you loved? It was a platformer.
Oh, that was Trek to Yomi. That was like a small indie game, though.
Yeah, even so, there's been a recent kind of spate of samurai games that hadn't happened 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. There hadn't been like this little fucknut of games.
I guess so. Between Neo 2, Like a Dragon, Ishin, Trek to Yomi, Rise of the Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, those are all like within a couple year period.
Mm-hmm. And now we're getting like 3 in the last 2 years.
I mean, I don't mind that. I like sword.
I don't mind it.
Games.
I'm not minding it, but Onimusha would be standing out far more as coming back and have made a much bigger news, been a much more consequential announcement had it been done 7 years ago, as opposed to now in the midst of like this very concentrated area of, I mean, at least two major samurai style games coming out within, a year of each other. This would be the third. It's a bit of a crowded field for that. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I can see that. I think part of that too might also be the rise of popularity of Souls-likes, because they are very melee focused games, very sword fight heavy games. And a lot of them coming from China. It's like, oh, okay, that makes sense that you have that aesthetic with that fighting.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm okay. I'm still looking forward to all those. Onimusha also looks, I don't know, it looks good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, the way that it was described in by IGN was it could be as sharp as Sekiro without the Souls-like difficulty. Lego Batman, Mortal Kombat Legacy. Yeah, there just wasn't Outer Worlds 2, but we already knew about that. There was not a lot of like big, huge bang announcements. So it's hard to like go into it. I don't anticipate that we're going to be having a lot of big, huge announcements at PAX. Speaking of which, we should
No.
discuss.
I'm still setting up meetings. I got to email people on Monday.
Okay. All right. And we will Nick and I will tighten up what our programming schedule is going to be in the next couple of days, and we will be posting it onto the Discord. Yes, we will absolutely set aside a time for the drunk cast.
Well, that's easy because we can do that in the evening after the show floor is closed.
Right, but we need to decide which evening. We can't just decide, oh, it's drunkcast o'clock. You know, we're not going to do that. We're going to tell people when the drunkcast is.
I assumed it was just every night. I thought it was just every night at 7.
I can't do that. I can't do that anymore. Dude, I'm almost 60. I cannot do that shit anymore. I am almost 60, guy. I'm going to be 59 at the end of the year.
It's pretty good.
I can't pull that shit like I used to. But we'll do the we'll make a bit of a schedule, and we'll also figure out. I would like to do. I mean, it's hard now that we don't use Spreaker. We can't exactly just go live anymore. But I would like to put together at least once a day in the afternoon, discuss what we'd seen and kind of have a little bit of a live cast.
Yeah, I need to like work with you. How do I record shit?
Exactly. We haven't sorted that shit out yet. We need to.
I had an app for that.
Yeah, we'll sort it out.
I never deleted it.
Well, it's called Spreaker, but we don't use Spreaker anymore because they're fucking evil.
Does that mean you can't use the app?
No, you can't use the app.
Why?
Because we have already maxed out the max amount of shows that Spreaker will allow. They essentially deleted all of our shows off of. Actually, they are not deleting our shows off of Spreaker, but we cannot record a single minute more because we were on unlimited free, and they canceled our unlimited free.
Oh.
So now they're just warehousing our shows, but we are well beyond the hour maximum of being able to store on their servers. So they're just leaving them there. It's just a matter of time before they delete them all.
Well, then, yeah.
Which is why I had to transfer everything over to Libsyn, because otherwise all of those shows would have been gone.
Find a way to do an audio recording.
Thank you. No, I'd like to think I don't look 60, but also I am using a bit of a filter to touch all this shit out. But no, I don't feel 60.
Well,
I don't feel tardy.
There are a lot of apps for voice recording.
Yeah, we'll figure out a solution, but at least once a day, I would like to, at our lunch hour when we pull over for lunch, talk about what we've seen. We will be doing interviews, and we will be dropping a big fat, like mega cast of all the interviews, just like we always have it in the past. And it usually takes me a lot of time to do it, but now hopefully it will be a lot shorter. That I'll put a lot of hours and make it tight and delicious the way I used to. Back when I actually used to engineer this shit instead of just putting it out and letting God, putting it all in God's hands.
I want to make a couple other meetings, but for now we have looking at a game called Swap Meet, which is like a co-op roguelike shooter where you swap body parts to get new abilities. Ooh. So if you kill an enemy, you can take their torso to get new moves. Mm-hmm. If you kill another enemy, you can take their legs. Mm-hmm. And so every enemy you kill, you can swap out your legs, your body, or your arms, or your head. So you're constantly reconfiguring yourself.
That's kind of cool. Who's making that?
It says, I don't know exactly.
Is it Swap Meet, MEET or MEAT?
MEAT.
Oh, good. I would be disappointed if they made it MEET.
Yeah. Then there's a game called Terrible Lizards, which is like a parkour dinosaur fleeing game.
What?
You basically get stuck at a roadside dinosaur museum, and
Hmm.
at night the dinosaurs come alive, and you have to run from them with parkour.
Okay.
Um, a game called Fallen Tier: The Ascension, which is a Metroidvania from some developer, but it has like really good looking art, and it looked like just a really solid like interesting combat.
Hmm.
That's what I have for Friday. Saturday, we have Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch, which is a sequel to the turn-based Lost Eidolons, which I had played and enjoyed. Then God Save Birmingham. We
Oh,
have
that sounds good.
those are both in the same booth. And I'm interested for God Saves Birmingham because it is a hardcore survival sim zombie game set in medieval England. So you play as
Oh, which is already a survival game.
a peasant, and there's a zombie outbreak in Birmingham, England. And the game is basically survive for as long as you can.
Okay.
And based on the video, it looks like a particularly brutal.
Okay. I'm looking this
like
up right now.
you're gonna struggle.
God Save Birmingham.
Yeah. And then the other one I have for that day is one called Sword Eye, which is like
Hold
a
on, no,
first...
we're pulling up. We're doing God Save Birmingham.
Okay. You want to look at God
This
Save.
is the pre-alpha build. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, you have to block the door by moving the table.
Oh, he's trying to get out. Okay. Oh, he's hurt himself. Now he's lighting a fire in the fire pit.
Yeah, he's just cooking some food. He's
Yeah.
just a
But it's
peasant.
still the
going
daytime.
about
So does it
his
only happen at night?
peasant day. I think they're building up to it. The trailer I saw was a lot longer.
Oh, there's the zombie. No, is that him? Oh no, there's a zombie coming in. So zombies anytime.
Throwing a bucket at him.
Okay, I'm down. Now this is a pre-alpha build, so it looks incredibly janky. But I could do this. I could definitely do this. And that was a pre-alpha build from 3 days ago. So yeah, that somebody has Gamescom. They were at Gamescom, and it says slicing
Makes sense.
zombies in full plate armor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good for that. So God Save Birmingham. All right, good.
And then the other game that day is Sword Eye, which is a like multiplayer. They call it a melee extraction slasher, where multiple players fight through a tower filled with traps. But what's interesting is it's all like first person samurai sword combat. So it's a lot of watch the angle that your opponent's sword is at, and you can block it at that angle while also casting various magic spells. As someone who really likes that whole chivalry style combat, the whole Kingdom Come style position of your sword matters, this looked like a cool version of that.
Yeah, I can't even find anything for it.
It's SW Sword AI.
Oh, AI. Oh,
Well, it's called Sword Eye, but
Right.
yeah, spelled Sword AI.
okay. AI. That would probably affect my ability to see it.
No space.
Sword AI. Okay, no space.
Yeah, one word.
Okay. There we go. Found it. Here we go. Here is El
The
trailer.
souls of an entire planet trapped in an endless purgatory.
Yeah, I've
of
seen
one sole
some. See if
purpose,
you can get a first person,
to produce the ultimate
Look.
swordsman.
because when you're looking at it in third person, it looks really goofy. There we
Like
go.
that?
Yeah. That looks like it would be
Oh.
hard as hell and
Hard
fun
as hell. This is your kind of game, but not mine.
Uh-huh.
They will be tested both against the denizens of the tower and against each other. Death
So it is
no
a
escape.
PvP and PvE.
The only
Yeah.
way out is to climb.
Extraction melee game.
So why wouldn't you just work together?
Maybe you get better loot, like any other extraction game.
All right.
You work together until it's time to leave, and then you stab him in the back, and you get all his loot.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So this is something we're going to be seeing.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
And then, oops. Fucking Google. Memoria Wake, which is like a top-down isometric Souls-like set in a dream world. I'm just burning through these.
Mhm.
A couple other the roguelike skiing game, which
Mhm.
seemed interesting, called Fresh Tracks, and then from that same developer, a VR game about bird watching that seemed like it'd be cool if it's in VR.
What's it called?
Unannounced. It's unannounced. And then a game called Aether and Iron that I think is right up your alley. It's a turn-based tactical game, but it
Mhm.
takes place in an alternate 1930s New York, kind of a cyberpunk,
Oh, yeah.
like a cyberpunk old noir.
Oh, Jesus. Could you make a more ED game? God,
Yeah.
they have my number.
And
They
so
have
it's
been reading my mail.
it's got all the sorts of RPG progression, Dungeons and Dragons style, where you upgrade skills like hustle and smarts and brass. You can upgrade your car for smuggling or like turn-based combat as you chase people down in the streets.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's a
Alright.
couple more that I have emails for that I want to shoot people.
Yeah. So
Or set it
again,
up.
if you are interested in any other games other than those that you would like us to go see at PAX, please let us know. There
Wait,
is a list of games that is on our Discord server.
Hang on. AC Rafe was asking about the other games at Swap Meet. There was Swap Meet, Terrible Lizards, and Fallen Tier: The Ascension. Those were the other games.
Yeah.
On Friday.
So yeah, there is a list that that it comes via PAX of all of the titles that are going to be at PAX. And if you could want us to go look something up, put our hands on it, take a picture, whatever, chat about it, meet the developer, ask some questions, feel free to let us know in the Discord. Go look at that article and then put it in the Discord. What would you like us to see? Because we're going to be there for four full days. We're going to have a lot of time to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
I'm also looking
the
forward to just like
sooner,
seeing what interesting random games we come across.
well, that's part of it, is that we walk up and down the aisles and just like put our hands on things. But if we know something you specifically would like us to see, we can make an appointment with the developer and actually get some dedicated time to be able to do an interview, to chat, and to know that we're going to get our hands on something. Because some of these better games, or the ones that people have heard about, the lines can be rather long. Or better yet, if you make an appointment with them rather than just walk up, there's usually a little back room area that you have a little extra time and a little extra, like get your hands on a little more handle on it, so to speak, because you're not just sitting out on the floor. That they give you a little extra private time and walk you through it personally. So it gives us a better opportunity to see more, do more, and moreover, that costs us less time to be able to do it. So we can fit all the stuff in. Because, some of us are going to be quite hungover.
Some of us.
All right. So anything
Just-
else before we close out the show? Because I do need to lie down. This show went an hour longer than I wanted to, but I wanted to go over the Gamescom stuff, and I really want to talk about PAX. So
Yeah. No, I'm good.
all right. So if I don't have time to say it when I do the closeout, sometimes I do, but I will just say it right now. Stephen Lawson, thank you for being back to the show. Thank you for joining us live for the first time. And also, who else was it? Danielson. Who was it? Danielson? Stephen Lawson is a new listener. Andy Danielson, thank you for coming in. And of course, Kari Wallace, we love you. And AC Wraith, of course, we love you. And Bitters, and I think is Bitters in here? I'm not sure if I saw Bitters today, but if you are out there, hi. Thanks for being here. So let's do our thing and close out the show so I can lie down and take a lot of drugs and sleep them all off. Anything else before we close out the show?
No.
All right, let's close it out. You've been listening to GameHounds episode 791. We did record this on Sunday, August 24th, 2025. I'm Edie Sellers. With me has been Nick DiNicola. Ways to get a hold of us. GameHounds.net is our website. GameHounds@gmail.com is our email. We record the show live every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. On Facebook, we are The GameHounds. On YouTube, we are GameHounds Vids, VIDS as in videos. And on Twitch, we are The GameHounds. If you are listening or in any of those rooms right now or listening to us, watching us after the fact, please hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Make sure that especially on YouTube, that you hit the notification bell so that you can get notifications when we go live, because the next week we're going to be going live a lot and not just on Sunday. PAX starts on Friday, so on the 29th. So we're going to be live on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday, and on Monday. So please join us. You can find out all that information by going to our Discord. If you don't know what our Discord is, go to any one of those sites and look right now at the end of the show when I'm saying this right now. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. The other way you can do it is go to Discord, look up GameHounds, and we are on Discord available for you. You can join anytime. If you're listening to this show as a podcast, please feel free to join us 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern normally, or anytime on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for PAX. But if you just want to listen to us, all of that stuff will be posted, as we do with all of our shows, on iTunes podcast, on Apple Podcasts. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts, hi, thank you so much for listening. And if you could do me, did you just wave to audio listeners? Yes, you did. Please leave us some feedback on Apple Podcasts. You don't know how much of a difference that makes to the algorithm, because they know that we are actively podcasting. You'll be surprised with a show that's 15 years old now, that we've been off and on in different places. Apple sometimes doesn't recognize that we're actually still doing a show. So please leave us some feedback, just if only to say, good show. That's all you need to do. It helps. Nick, thank you so much for being on the show. Oh, also, if you want to help fund us, we are 100% Patreon funded. Patreon.com/GameHounds. $1 a month is all we ask to help pay for all of the show. Everyone, have a great week. We will talk to you again Thursday, maybe Thursday, but definitely Friday, covering PAX West in Seattle. Have a great week, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.
Oh my God, this time.
All right, everyone. I'm going to go take myself back to bed. Right there. I'm walking 3 feet that direction and collapsing. What is this? I've always been fantasying beatings.
I always way back to the fantasy beings at the end of Legend.
Oh. Join us Friday. Join us Friday. Join us Friday. Yes, join us Friday, especially for Stephen and Andy. We would love to see you there, and especially if you can ask us questions, because sometimes when we're, doing these things, if we don't have any insight from you about questions that we have, we can't ask the questions you want us to.
Yeah, that assumes that we'll be able to record and publish something live, though.
We'll
mean, we don't-
we'll definitely
don't-
be posting every night. We will definitely be posting our interviews
Yeah.
every night. That's one of the things I end up doing after we
Yeah, I'm just saying we
after
don't
we eat
know
and
what
drink
the
is
we don't know how to record yet.
yeah.
And so
well,
I don't know if we
Nick
can
is
record
gonna
it
we'll
live.
figure it out. Nick is gonna give me his recordings, or I'm gonna give me my recordings. We're gonna put them all together, and we are going
Yeah.
to post them to as a like the day 1, day 2, day 3, and we're gonna post them at the end of each day. Hopefully, we'll just put them out individually, but if we can't, we'll definitely put them as a day 1, day 2, day 3, so that you can listen to them all. But I do that after we eat and drink and settle in for bed. Nick goes to sleep. I stay up and I put the show together, and then go to sleep and wake up early so I can wake his ass up and get him out the door. This is the key to staying young, is you just never sleep. You don't
sleep us for the week.
sleep. Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead. All right, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.